There's a lot of MRSA too, like antibiotic resistant stuff.
Oh yeah, that's nasty.
So eventually, as you, Sigismund and Riceak, are sitting out looking over Chult, the sky begins to grow darker through the graying clouds, and eventually, sorry, I'm gonna cough here. Eventually, the one they've been referring to as the teacher comes to meet you down in the temples.
Put my pipe out.
As she descends the stairs, you see, her. She definitely looks much older than most of the other Aarakocra here. Her feathers are very long, and some of them are kind of withered, and she moves very slowly, and she descends the stairs. She has coming down the stairs behind her a tall human woman, and as well as the princess again, following down behind her. Mark, why don't you describe Thalia as you descend the stairs?
Yes, Thalia is fairly tall and has long brown hair. I don't know if is she wearing her armor or something?
Yeah,
at the moment.
She would probably.
She would be wearing. Okay. Yeah, she's wearing heavy armor. Like what am I?
I guess she might not be. I guess she might not be wearing her armor since she's just kind of resting here. She would.
Yeah, I assume so. So yeah, she's like pretty tall in stature. I don't know like how much it is in feet or something. Like
I think it was 6 feet tall.
Was it 6 feet tall? Yeah. All right. And how to describe her further? She has just fairly pale skin, and she looks like she's from the mainland and fairly from the north.
And what race?
What race indeed? I don't think I have written it down. Maybe
she's human, isn't she?
Yeah, she's human, but what human race you ask, right?
No, I mean like human, elf, dwarf, whatever.
No, it's just pure human.
Okay.
And if Fae were here, Fae would recognize Thalia instantly, and she'd probably scream and start crying and go hide.
And Thalia would recognize Fae too.
So they know each other?
Yes.
They do, yes. Fae would probably ask you how you got here, Mark.
Yes, so after I don't know if Faye told you how she got into the island.
To our knowledge, she was in an adventuring group and got captured, and we kind of sprung her from being killed by a undead, like lizard or dinosaur.
Yes. So I was with that group too that got captured. And they all released us for like their entertainment, and sometimes after Faye got released, they released me as well, and put me like to a horde of undead, and just before before Thalia was rung down by the undead, these funny bird people came down and rescued me from my certain demise.
Seems like you have more luck than she has.
Maybe.
Faye would probably be very happy to see you. Ashara, the teacher, says, well, it's good to see you reunited with your friend here, Thalia. Perhaps, although you are welcome to stay here, you might have a reason to leave now if you so wish.
Yes, indeed.
Please let's all have a seat and we can discuss why you've come here to Kirsabal. And she directs you all into the main sitting room where people take their meals and have their meetings. Rito fell asleep.
I'm still meditating.
Oh, okay.
No, that was Garn.
Oh, was it? I thought you fell asleep.
Garn's got a mug in his hand and the alchemy jug beside him, and he is fast asleep.
Gotcha. So you find Garn snoring in the other room. Man, that sounded like you, Rito, when you were passed out. So you probably get kind of startled, Garn, by or not startled necessarily, but gently woken up, or maybe not so gently woken up by Sorey as
What?
ushers everybody into the room, and she just has.
Man, they sure have a lot of foreigners here.
She has the princess take a seat next to her, and Na even kind of clambers into the room, although he just seems to be. It looks like he has a new plane that he's working on, and he just seems to just kind of like following people around. So once you all are seated at the table, the teacher just kind of says, well, Zephyr told me you are some of the ones that saved him from certain death at Firefinger some time ago. He was lucky that you came upon him, otherwise he most certainly would have probably lost his life to the terrorfolk there.
Yeah, they probably would have ate him.
So for that, I thank you. It's always nice to meet good people in these trying times we live in. What is it that's brought you here to Kirsabal? How can we help you?
Sorey?
We heard that you possess a ritual to help people fly.
Yes, she says, this is a ritual that we can perform. Unfortunately, it requires a very rare ingredient.
Yeah. But also, how long does it last?
Give me a sec. Because that's a good question that the module is not totally clear on.
Is it Winwalt?
It's 3. It lasts for 3 days.
Interesting.
What's this rare ingredient that you need?
It requires a black orchid to complete, and unfortunately it only exists on one place on the island.
And it's got a lot of hate in it?
I don't know that a flower can hold hate necessarily, but why do you say that?
No reason. I glare at Garn.
But were I to have this orchid that I need, I would be able to perform the ritual, especially for allies such as yourselves who have saved one of our own.
Do you just need like what, a petal from it, or like a shrub?
I require the full flower.
Oh, what the hell? How have you performed this in the past if you needed the whole thing? Are these things plentiful?
The orchids used to be more common, yes. I haven't performed the ritual in quite some time.
What happened that they're not so common anymore?
They require great care to flourish, and the chaos that the island has been driven into caused them to slowly die off. They only grew in very few places, and now the only place that they remain is in the gardens of Nangalore, but it is a dangerous place to go. There is a woman there who does not take kindly to the presence of our kind.
Very much the same way. Forget it. In any case, have your people by any chance come across the God, what was it called? The wreck? The shipwreck on the island? What was it called again, Narn? Or
The,
Wuce? Someone help me out here.
the Star Goddess.
Star Goddess, yeah.
Yes, we know of the crashed skyship in the jungles.
Have you found anything from it?
Most of the wreckage has been picked clean.
By?
It's hard to say. Not us. Terrafolk, travelers.
Are you still interested in going, Sorey?
I guess not. Frickin' bastards.
We can do a flyby.
True, if this ritual lasts 3 days.
Yeah, Wuce.
Yeah,
Let's ask.
Hey,
Go ahead.
where's the flower?
I pull out the jug thing.
Is this what you need?
She looks fairly surprised that you already have the orchid. But she says that is exactly what I need. If you wish me to perform this rite on you.
Because we need to go to Omu. Will the rite get us there?
Probably, if you fly straight away.
So maybe we can't do a flyby. This is what I was worried about.
Well, if it's been picked clean, I see no reason to pass by the shipwreck.
So, yeah, we're going to need you to do this, lady. We need to get there as quickly as we can. By the way, want a drink?
We're trying to take care of the curse.
So any help would be appreciated.
She stands up and she goes into one of the cabinets in the room here, and she pulls out a small mortar and pedestal, and she goes over to who has the orchid, and she puts her wing out.
How much is one hex worth on that big map?
1 day of travel usually, but I think it's like 10 miles.
10 miles, yeah.
Because with the fly spell at 3 days, we get 160 something miles a day.
You can fly 4 miles per hour.
I think it's more powerful than that.
The ritual's beneficiaries each gain the magical flying speed of 30 feet, allowing them to fly 4 miles per hour. The benefit lasts for 3 days, after which it ends.
If it's something like Wind Walk, that's 300 feet around.
Oh, that would be like 3 times the distance.
Yeah.
4 times the distance.
I just don't know what the ritual does yet.
Yeah.
But she takes the orchid and puts it in her pedestal, and she begins to grind it into a powder. And then she gestures for you all to.
Ryan's internet? Yeah, I think his internet died.
I'm just
Reading.
Yeah, I was not pressing my push to talk button.
Oh.
So Ashara retrieves a mortar and pedestal from one of the cabinets, and she goes to who has the orchid, and she extends her hand out for it.
If Wuce doesn't hand it over, I will.
Oh, yeah, I handed it over. I didn't know. Okay, yeah, I handed it to her.
And she begins to grind it into a fine powder, and when she's done, she gestures for you all to stand and move into the main chamber of the temple, into the center of the symbol of Abtao. She gathers some more Aarakocra, and she has you all stand in the center of the room, and they all kind of spread out around you. The Aarakocra, as well as Ashara, begin to dance in a circle around all of you, and as they do this, Ashara begins to inhale the powder. When the ritual comes to an end, the 7 Aarakocra, as well as Ashara's wings, have all disappeared. And you all begin to feel like a tingling sensation spread out through your bodies, and you feel a sensation of lightness, and as the breeze kind of comes in through the 2 open air areas in the central portion of the temple here, you feel like this little breeze is about to just lift you off of your feet, and you feel this natural sensation of wanting to like follow and flow with the breeze and take to the wind, and you feel like you now have the ability to fly.
Cool.
And Bashara says in 3 days' time, this ritual will wear off and our wings will return.
We should leave immediately then.
I agree with Sigismund.
So I'll thank her for her help. And I'll jump off.
She says, before you go, there's an ancient relic I believe is still lost somewhere in the ruins of.
Do you have any information about Omu?
She says, all I know is that
might be forgetting to push his top button.
She says that all I know is that it has become a very dangerous place. The leader of the Yanti, a man by the name of Razni, him and his cohorts, they live within the city. I also believe that whatever darkness has taken hold over Cholt and the greater world as a whole also lies within the ruins of Omu. She says, if you plan to go there, there's an ancient relic that I believe is lost, called the Skull Chalice of Chakar. Oh, I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this. I'll just type it because I wrote it down, but now I think I wrote it wrong. Shigakare. There we go. She says,
Shigakare.
Shigakare. She says, if you are successful in cleansing Omu of the evils that lie there, and you come across this ancient relic, I believe it'll help in returning the princess to her rightful position of power as Queen of Chult. And so if you return it to me, I'd be ever grateful for your help in that matter.
Okay. Anyone else need anything?
Yes, let me just get my my gear from my room, and then I will join you
Okay.
on your journey.
Wait, what?
Who's that?
This is Faye's friend. I don't know who he is. She is.
Yeah, Faye would probably say, Thalia's coming with us. Don't argue with me on it.
You want to get involved in that?
I
I've
just
seen
shake my head.
I've seen how you made the princess cry. I have to join such a barbaric bunch like you.
So,
Princess
are there any more of those black orchids in the jar?
She snorted all the contents of the flour that she ground up.
But
Was there only one flower in the jar?
Is there any seeds or bulbs?
No, it's all gone.
Does it still have a magic aura to it, Garn?
In 10 minutes, I'll tell you. In 10 minutes, I can cast and take magic.
What jar are you talking
The,
about?
the flower pot. The flower pot.
Oh, gotcha. No, it seems like she ground the entire contents of the flour up and used it in the ritual.
Nah, it must have been just the flower that was magical. The jar is no longer magical or got a magical aura.
Is the princess there?
Yeah, she's still down here.
I give her the jar. I was kind of like trying to cheer up her a little bit.
She just looks at you kind of confused, and she says, "What's this for?" What's this for?
It's an artifact of the island. It's just a gift, and to
You notice the teacher give the princess kind of like a stern look, and the princess looks back down at you, and she kind of like tries to look very poised, and she says, "Thank you for your gift." But you can kind of tell she doesn't really give a shit.
someday you will give a shit. I get it. You're still young, and I'm a rat.
Yeah, that's probably. Well, I mean, she lives with bird people, but she probably doesn't necessarily find you a very.
I'm a charming rat, though.
Yeah.
I get high charisma.
Is there any like charcoal around or like a brazier or anything like that I can find before I leave?
Yeah, I would think so.
Or are we already leaving?
No, you can get some charcoal.
Charcoal.
Yeah. Seemed like there were little like fires around. I suppose I can make that the next time we camp, so it doesn't really matter.
What do you want charcoal for?
I will need it soon enough.
Trying to be secretive about it, huh?
Yeah.
So, where you believe Omu?
Is this from a fly spell?
No, it's a ritual that the Aarakocra can perform. It's just how that she says it is, and it'll last for 3 days. You all now have a fly speed of 30 feet. You can fly 4 miles per hour. Where you believe Omu lies is around 220 miles away. The only real danger now being able to fly over the jungles of Chult would be coming across a patrol of terror folk or something like that and having an air combat.
Well, if we could do a flyby of the wreck without stopping and probably still make it. By like with 0 room of error.
Exactly. 0 room of error.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no sense risking it for some ship that's already been picked apart.
Let's just swing by there afterwards, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Yeah, it'll be a short distance of a walk anyway.
All right. Who wants to lead us? Where did Sigismund go? Did he just already take off?
I suppose I would have waited for you, but yeah, I just dropped off.
You're just flying waiting for us.
Testing out them wings.
Yeah, it's kind of like Peter Pan. You have to have a happy thought.
All right, so half of the party just plunges to the ground and dies.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys kind of take to the air whenever you decide to, and it's probably a pretty strange sensation for most of you at first. But it seems kind of natural. It's just some reason you think fly, and it happens, and you start heading off into the direction of where you believe Omu to be, between the peaks of flame and the Valley of Lost Honor, and you kind of soar over the gardens of Nangalore, and
Wave as we go by.
Yeah, see a tiny figure shaking her fist at the sky.
so takes about you can fly 60 miles or so in 15 hours.
Okay, we'll use our great sorcerer will cast a tiny hut and protect us from the night and continue traveling. So it's not going to get us there.
Yeah, it'll get us there. 240 miles.
I thought it only lasted 3 days.
He said 4 days.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
Unless I misheard him.
I thought it was 3 days, but
He won't get us there in 3 days.
It'll get us close enough.
Well, do you guys want to take some exhaustion and just fly through?
No, because as soon as we get there, we're probably going to have to fight. So
It does seem strange that it wouldn't get you there.
You said 30 feet?
Well, like it says you can fly 4 miles per
Per hour?
hour. Yeah.
but what if we dash?
Yeah, I'd say you could probably really push it and double 8 miles an hour.
192 miles in a day.
4 miles an hour just seems really slow. Like I can run 4 miles in under 30 minutes.
Probably not through a jungle of undead, though.
Yeah, but you're flying. You're not like on foot, Like
Actually, I think he'd run pretty fast if the forest was with undead.
So in 2 days, we'd cover 384 miles at a dash, which is like all the way to the bay over here somewhere. So I think if we were to go quickly, we could probably make it easily.
Yep.
By your discretion, of course.
well, you guys are still heading straight for Omu, right?
Right. Isn't that right? Or no?
No, straight to Elmo.
Okay.
We don't talk. We don't say anything. We just double our pace, and Sorey can worry about the wreck later.
Yeah, sure. So
I'm gonna pull out my bow and knock an arrow just in case we see Terrafolk and just be on the lookout.
yeah, sure. So as you guys are flying towards Omu, stopping when necessary, but really pushing yourselves through the air, eventually you do come across the lost city. To the untrained eye, Omu appears abandoned. And as you fly overhead, the jungle kind of parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of the misty basin, and colorful birds are kind of fluttering down below you. A waterfall pours into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of the steaming abyss. You see that the cliffs surrounding Omu look like they're about 100 or 150 feet high and composed of crumbling rock. Thick jungle hugs the cliff tops with ferns, orchids, but not black orchids, and moss spilling over the edges. Every 100 feet or so, you see a gargoyle perches on the brink of the precipice. These vine-draped gargoyles perch on the cliff tops, staring down at the ruined city. They have the faces of devils, and their mouths are agape in silent screams.
I say we start where the steps are coming down. Then we know at least the way to be able to get out of here.
Which is where? Can you ping the map?
I think.
It's down at the bottom left.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, it won't let me ping the map.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I see it. Cool.
That way we know at least a way out if we have to run away for some reason.
I'll follow you, Garn.
So you guys
Ryan,
want
we land at where the steps are.
Oh, okay, cool.
And if you're saying anything, you're on mute.
No, I'm just trying to get over to the map here.
Gotcha.
Do any of us know what a Yonti is?
It's a snake-like creature.
Yeah, we fought a bunch of them already.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So down there.
This whole map is visible to you guys? Is this whole map visible to you guys?
To me, yes.
Yep.
So I think we can probably use the travel token then.
I can see it.
I do see at least looks like a bonfire in the middle of the city too. Something we can head to.
So you notice when you land here, there's a
So I
guard.
say we go building by building and see what we can find out.
Yeah, so as you land here, you notice a guardhouse stands near the entrance to the city. There are arrow slits that are cut into its limestone walls, and a lopsided iron portcullis hangs over the gateway, beyond which you see an open plaza.
Notice anything or tracks or any of that?
You do the guardhouse appears empty. You do notice a few various types of footprints. It does seem like people have discovered this entrance to Omu recently, maybe within the last week or so.
Pass that along.
Anyone can identify these tracks?
They look to be mostly humanoid.
So if nothing's in the guard, let's go to the next building.
Do you go in the guardhouse?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought
yeah.
that was implied, but okay, it's not. So yes.
Much of the interior of the guardhouse has collapsed into rubble. Creepers cling to the walls, and high grass sprouts out between flagstone amid evidence of long dead campfires. One wall is covered with graffiti, some words painted, others etched. Most of the graffiti looks like it appears to be written in common. Some of the things that it says, fear the fangs of Ras Ni. One of them says, Eric, I've gone in search of the 9 shrines, and it's just signed with a V. One thing says, the puzzle cubes are the key. Somebody's etched in, beware the frog monster, with a bunch of exclamation points. Who is Unk? All hail the king of feathers. All hail the king of feathers. The snakes are not what they seem. And Kubazan equals bravery. Shagambi equals wisdom. Moa equals question mark. So these are some of the things that are kind of etched or written in the walls of the guardhouse by different, probably adventurers or people who have come here. I'll post it.
This thing where it says this person equals wisdom, this person equals bravery. I'm gonna write all that stuff down.
Oops.
Have I heard the name Rosna?
Whoops.
Yeah, I posted I posted a shitload of shit. Make a history check for me. Did you do that? And I cleared it.
Sorry, doing it. now. 19.
Yeah, sorry, give me a sec here. I'm just struggling today.
Do we need to call it?
No, it's good. I mean, unless you guys want to go, but no, I'm good. I just keep clicking shit I shouldn't be clicking. Yeah, you have heard kind of local legends, probably Sorey back in Port Nine Zaru about Rosny. Uh, he was once a warlord who raised an army of undead to attack or wage war on the holy city of Mesro, which was another one of Cholt's bigger cities before all these events have taken place a long time ago. Once he suffered a terrible defeat, he came to Omu shortly after the Yuan-ti. Rosny wormed his way into the Yuan-ti's favor and underwent a ritual to transform into one of them, and then he became their ruler. The legend is that today, beneath the cracked and broken streets of Omu, he holds sway and plots to bring Dendar, the Night Serpent, into the world.
Okay.
And that's probably just stuff that you could have picked up in Port Nine Zaru, and as well as speaking with, Azaka.
Gotcha.
Shall we go on?
Yeah, I agree. This was boring.
So yeah, as you move forward through the city, basically, there's a a distant scale there at the bottom of the map. I believe that you can move through the city at a rate of about 200 feet every 5 minutes if you're being cautious. But the density and overgrowth makes it tricky to move much faster than that. You can, stop and search the buildings as you decide, you want to.
Yeah, we're gonna the first buildings we come to. I mean, that's the only thing we've got right now is to search and see if we can find info.
Sure.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
Hey,
Oh.
Hi.
You have an old friend in the party now, Faye. Thalia. Thalia's here.
so that not the guardhouse, but the next building.
like these ones over here?
Yeah.
Or here?
Yep.
Yeah, so why don't you somebody roll a D100 for me? So as you make your way into one of these first buildings, Carlos, as you step in, the floor begins to kind of crumble away beneath your feet. Why don't you make a dexterity check for me? Or dexterity save. Why don't you make a dexterity save for me, Carlos?
Oh fuck.
So as you step into this next building that you come across,
Hold on, I'm gonna use an inspiration on that.
okay,
Shit.
Yeah, that was a waste. Okay.
no,
Give it to me.
12 is actually good enough. As you step into this next building that you guys come across, the floor is kind of weak and loose, and it begins to crumble away. But you manage to step aside just in time before tumbling into a 20-foot pit. And then, Riceak, you rolled an 88. And as the floor kind of crumbles away from some of the dark corners of the room of this building here, these little plant-like creatures begin to scurry and scramble out of the building in every which way that they can, clambering through like little cracks and holes in the floors, and scatter and run out of the building. They're called veggie pygmies.
That is an awesome name.
Really cool.
They look kind of like this. They kind of scatter.
How many of them are there?
They kind of scatter all over the place. I'd say there's probably about 10 or so. And they kind of scramble out of the building as the floor crumbles away.
Okay, so it's more like they're just tiny animals just freaking out than anything else, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good.
Then one thing you notice, also Faye, is Thalia is here now as well.
Oh shit!
Hello.
Hello, Thalia.
You met her at she was at Kirsabal.
Yeah, got rescued by those bird thingies.
Ah, yes.
Awesome. But it was boring up there, like nothing to fight.
No, I mean, this is more interesting then.
True.
True. Well, it's good to see you again, Thalia.
Good to see you again, Faye.
Everyone always says that. I don't understand why.
It's not great to see that there are pits in this city.
Oh, well, no. Oh, God. This is going to be a hassle.
Well, at least you can fly.
Yes, at least there's that. But only for a minute.
So you guys can kind of move the token where you want to just continue exploring.
I would like to just lightly flank the group. So as to not step directly next to them, but, you know, just be like 20 feet, 30 feet away from them
Sure.
at all times.
Yeah, and you guys can just kind of move the travel token where you want to continue exploring. The ruler is set to show the actual distance of the city as you move, so...
Whoever can move it, because I can't.
Oh, nobody can move it?
Me neither.
Me neither. Immovable object.
That's weird. Can someone try dragging one off onto the board? That's not me.
Someone please explain to me what we are trying to do here.
This is the place that we're trying to find the either the entrance to where the soul thing is, or find more information to get us there. And this is the newest place they told us to go.
Okay. Great. And it's like an an abandoned city or what?
Yep.
Okay.
So if we finish with those first 3 or 2 places, we're going to go to the one beside it.
Okay.
Yeah, why doesn't somebody roll a D100 for me? So as you peer into these next structures, the ruins look like they're choked with vines. There's kind of an abundance and overgrowth of thick sprawling vine work all throughout the ruins of this structure.
Ask Wuce if he can get in there, or can we try to get in there?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, I'll try to get in.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of clamber up and through and over, slashing through the vines and stuff. As you do so, some of the tendrils of a few of them begin to creep and move in towards you guys, and it seems like some of them might be alive.
Initiative or
Yeah, I would say initiative. I'll pop over to a combat map.
Well, shit.
Actually, you can probably just do it on this map because it's kind of all enclosed in an interior.
Assassin Vine? Really? Well, shit.
Yeah, so you guys kind of enter in. You guys kind of enter into this. All the buildings here are kind of this limestone material, and you guys enter into another one of the dark ruins, and it's all been kind of overgrown through all the cracks and doors and windows, and anywhere an entrance can be found, the vines have kind of creeped and made their way in, tendriling out through all the inner portions of this structure here that you've started trying to poke through and explore. And as you make your way inside, trying to find clues or anything else that might be of notice or importance, a few of the vines begin to come alive, and looks like they're going to lash out at you. So they're all kind of now swarming all around you.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Thanks. Wow.
Yes, I get the worst initiative. Again. Shit.
And Wuce, you're up. So you're kind of in this dark, ruined building, and whatever light anyone's producing, in the corner of your visions, you catch the vines kind of creeping and crawling in towards you as you explore through the ruined structure. And Wuce, you're up. $27 is a hit.
Which one are you attacking, Moose?
I'll color them because they're all kind of a big jumble of vines, all kind of
Whatever one
around
is
you
at the
all.
15 initiative.
Green one.
For some reason, I can't hear Rito, like, at all. I don't know if that's normal for you.
I can hear.
You can't hear me?
Oh, now I can. That was weird.
Looks like 32 total.
Bring yourself up there.
Nice. Riceak, you're up.
Woohoo.
All right. I would like to first stealth a little bit, and then I'm going to take a shot at one of the vines with a bow.
That's Sorey.
Oh, well then Sorey will go. I will watch.
Oh,
Wait, what?
You said Riceak and it was Sorey.
On my initiative order, Riceak is 22 and Sorey is 19.
I'm 12.
Oh, maybe that's from a previous combat. Weird.
I didn't realize how small these. How far apart are these guys?
Like 100-something feet.
We're not playing on a battle map, so it's these. They're a lot closer than that.
Yeah, so you're basically inside of a building right now, and the vines are all overgrown inside of the building that you're currently exploring in. So they're all kind of now, all their tendrils of the vines have kind of come to life and are attacking you within the structure.
Oh, I see.
So sorry, what was your spell there, Sorey?
Snylock Snowball Swarm.
Nice. Dex save.
Sorry about that.
Really? Jeez.
Does they still take half damage?
Yes.
Yeah. Does hit them all though.
I'm guessing these aren't undead, right?
Is that your turn, Sorey?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Garn, you're up.
For the first time. DC of 16. Wisdom. And which one is it that saved?
The blue guy. The blue guy.
Okay. I go, don't hit the other two! And hit the one that the switch is hitting. And then I cast a spiritual hammer. Or spiritual weapon, I should say.
So you have them attack the one that wasn't charmed?
Yeah, I have yes, that's what I'm going to do, is get the assassin vines to hit the one that's not charmed.
Cool. And you hit the blue guy with your spiritual weapon as well? You hit the blue guy with your spiritual weapon. There you go.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting there.
Nice. So a few of the viney tendrils lash out. And it's kind of hard to tell now as all the tendrils of the vines are kind of lashing out at each other. And it gets a little chaotic as they're all kind of slashing between you all and at each other. And now, sorry, Riceak, you're up.
Okay, now I'll take a shot with the bow at the non-charmed one, which I think is the blue one.
Yep.
So.
And now that
So it's my turn.
Now that you guys are in Omu, I'll pick up some better interior combat maps for next week. In case we have a lot more city battles. I didn't prepare for that.
Please.
17 is definitely a hit, though.
So 17 damage,
Nice.
and that's my turn. And I'll duck behind any sort of like obstruction there is inside the structure.
You can duck behind me.
Yeah, I will do that.
Sigismund.
All right, I'll just take out my sword and shield. Just walk up and chop at it, like, you know, trying to get through it with a machete.
Yeah.
17.
17 is a hit.
8.
Nice.
And second attack. 16.
16 is a hit as well.
So 11, 19 total.
Some of the vines that you just hacked through kind of fall to the floor and twitch momentarily before becoming lifeless, and then a vine lashes out at you, Sigismund. $20 to hit.
New.
Nice. And then the vines start attacking each other. And Faye, you're up.
Of course I am. Well, I would have been stealthing the whole time. Would that... change anything?
Well, yeah, you kind of said that you had been following the party,
Yeah.
on the outskirts of them, and had stealth. What was your stealth before the combat?
It was.
You won't get assassinate because all the creatures have gone already,
Yeah, exactly. It was 21.
but it'll still be like a sneak attack. So if that's what you're
Okay.
asking, yeah.
Cool.
Well, plus, like, if we're in tight quarters, I'm sure one of us is within 5 feet of whatever.
Yeah,
tree.
yeah,
Oh,
it'll,
yeah,
it'll, yeah,
sure.
it'll still be sneak attack.
So I'm just gonna do the whole short bow thing, then just shoot at the things.
Yeah, I imagine you're like shooting from a window from the outside or something,
Yeah. Does 23 hit?
Yeah, 23 is a hit.
Excellent. 17 piercing damage. To whichever one is being the most annoying.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing a bunch of plants. I'm just shooting at them because that's weird. And then double, bonus action hide again.
Okay, sure. Azaka draws her scimitars and makes a couple of attacks. Did I skip you, Thalia? Sorry, I think I skipped you.
Yes, I think so.
Uh,
Yeah, so Thalia was kind of like not really noticing the vines at first, but then when the others start getting ready for a battle, she notices them as well, and she kind of runs in front without any regard to the safety of the other party members, or especially her own safety. And she draws her sword and slashes the blue one 2 times. Yes. I assume that's a hit, right?
yeah, that's a hit.
16.
Yeah, and you hack down the thickest part of one of the largest vines, and it seems to go limp and lifeless. Garn, what do you do with your 2 charmed vines?
He can attack whichever one he wants to, and the other one will start attacking that other one.
Okay.
Because the charm only lasts a minute, so even if we got out of here, they could still, potentially be.
Gotcha, yeah. So you fell one of them, Thalia.
Yeah, so I also attacked the red one.
11 is a miss.
All right.
How do you have 2 attacks?
Extra attack.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just keep the rolls that I had for Azaka, and then Wuce, you're up.
I'm gonna go after the red one in similar fashion to my last turn.
Nice shot.
Yep.
All right.
26 is a hit.
And then I'll do my offhand attack. So I'm guessing
13.
10 is
Oh,
Wait,
10 is not a hit, yeah.
So I do 23 damage to it. And that is my turn.
Alright. Sorey, you're up. $16 is a hit.
I'm hitting the red one. So he takes the 6 piercing, and then he saves for the cold damage. Okay, he takes the cold damage.
Garn will move the branch of Thardhar.
Yeah. Nice.
8 points of force damage, and then Toll of the Dead. Ow. DC 16 or take 5 points of damage. So he takes 5 points of damage.
Nice.
It's crazy how often the total for if they take damage is lower than the other one.
It's the D12s. I hate them.
Yeah, but it's 2 D12s versus 2 D8s, right?
Yeah. So the D12 should, on average, do more, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it seems like they always roll lower. I know that's hyperbole, but it seems like they roll lower a lot.
So your vine that you still have control over, the green guy lashes out at the other vine, wrapping
Ryan, who'd you go after?
The green guy lashes out at the red guy.
Oh, cool.
And begins to wrap around it and starts pulling apart its vines. It has to make a DC 14.
Is it immune to poison?
I don't think so, but I have to double check. No, it's... Oh, yeah. No, it's not. Not immune to poison. At the start of its turn, so it fails the save and is restrained as well. So at the start of the red guy's turn, he'll take some more poison damage. And Riceak, you're up.
I'm going to come out of my little hidey hole and approach the red guy, and then use my scimitars to attack.
$19 is a hit.
Does 15 hit?
Yep.
And then I will run back away.
Sure. And you basically dice the remaining vines that have come to life on that creature to pieces, and it kind of falls limp. And the only remaining vine is the one that you still have control of, Garn.
Okay. I say kill it.
And Sigismund, you're up.
I'll walk over. You have another look at Garn, like it's alright to hit it now, right?
Yeah.
And just start chopping at it. New 11
is a miss.
Fuck it, I'll have another go. 23.
23 is a hit.
Huzzah.
11 damage.
You take a big chunk out of one of its vines. And Faye, you're up.
Yes, I am. I will once again shoot at the last vine, I guess. Do I still get sneak attack?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Bring on the
12
pain.
plus 14, whatever the hell that is.
26.
Yep, that. Let's go with that. That's the damage.
What does that include? Your sneak attack?
Yeah.
Oh, you have it all in there already.
Yeah. That's why I have to specify whether something is sneak attack or not.
Oh, yeah, you got stealth there. Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, that's 26 damage. And I'm gonna go back to hiding afterwards.
Yeah, so these each one of these assassin vines, their main vine is about 20 feet long, and then smaller vines about 5 feet long branch up from the main vine every 6 inches or so. So as its vines are kind of flailing around and you fire your shot, and it kind of goes through like 3 or 4 of the little shorter vines and rips them all off of the body of the main vine.
Yeah,
And Thalia,
all in a day's work.
Thalia, you're up.
And that's my turn.
So that one is still alive?
Yep.
So yeah, just run up to it. Slash it. I assume that's a hit?
Yeah, 24 is a hit.
Alright. Oh boy.
Yep, and you bring your long sword straight through the main body of the vine, slicing it in two, and it kind of flops to the floor, and all the tendrils kind of go limp and dead.
Alright.
Well, that was a thing that happened.
Yay, third hard power worked.
Ugh.
Hey, that fight could have been a lot nastier without that charm.
Fair enough.
Yeah, those things can do quite a
I
bit.
actually would
What
have
did you
preferred
piss
that.
off over there? Honestly.
Those things can do quite a bit of damage if they restrain you.
Oh shit, yeah.
Start or do a detect magic ritual. See if there's anything in here.
I guess if they're inside a house, I would like to.
Yeah,
Also,
give me an investigation check to pair with that.
And I'll cast guidance on you if it helps.
You do kind of tossing over vines and digging through a lot of the overgrowth. You find several old piles of bones, basically, that have probably met a different fate than the one you guys just had to these vines in this building here. And you do discover some kind of rotted adventuring packs, and you do find most of the equipment looks pretty much worn or destroyed, but you do find amongst the gear a dagger that looks like it's giving off a magical glow.
Something was giving off a magical glow.
Yeah, a dagger.
I will do a ritual spell identify. And watch where you swing that thing, Riceak.
Yeah, it's just a regular +2 dagger.
Oh, gross. Does anyone need this?
Daggers aren't exactly my forte.
If someone doesn't have one of the offhands have magical weapon, that would be good for them.
I'll take it. What's special about it? Besides
Plus
it's dirty.
It's +2.
Alright, I'll take it. Unless someone else wants it. Wuce, you want this thing? Use daggers?
I can use daggers. Let me.
Yeah, can't you dual wield?
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, sure. Unless you want it.
Nah, I don't really use daggers, so that's why. I'll take it if no one else wants it.
So you're kind of, as you exit this building, and you're kind of standing in this little cross section here, you can definitely see off to your east. There is a huge pit of lava, and then kind of Faye peering up through the boulevards, kind of keeping pace on the outskirts of the party a little bit. You can look up towards the north, and you can kind of see through the rows of buildings a large walled compound, it looks like.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll move back to the group and point it out.
It seems like there's smoke that's drifting lazily from the walled compound, off in that direction as well.
I want to go over there. That looks interesting.
So you kind of creep up the boulevard on your own and try and take a look.
I mean, I won't move far on my own.
Oh,
I'll just move up so that I can get a better look, and if I can't get a better look, then I will go back to the group and
Give me a
try to get them.
give me a perception check then.
Oh shit! That's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a 12.
Well, what you can notice is the smoke looks like it's from maybe some sort of battle or something. You notice there's like scorch marks defacing some of the buildings, and you can smell the scent of burnt corpses.
So, a recent battle.
Yeah, fairly recent, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna move back to the group immediately when I notice that. I think we might have company.
Well, there's supposed to be Yanti here, so that would make sense.
There's been a battle up ahead at that compound. I point in the general direction. You see the smoke. That it seems to have been some sort of battle.
Can you ping on the map? Okay.
Let's head that way and see what we can see.
Please try to be discreet.
Look what I'm wearing. Look what he's wearing. Look what he's wearing.
Good point.
Y'all can go off on the side.
You stay in the back then.
I can be discreet.
Yeah, y'all be discreet. We'll walk up the middle of the boulevard.
Good idea.
I'm gonna peek into these buildings as we pass by.
Okay, sure. Give me a
I
couple,
mean, me too, while I'm stealthing ahead.
Give me a couple of D100 rolls.
But yeah, I'm going to continue to flank.
So, Ryan, I think we've got a few people flanking us, and the rest of us are going to go up the pathway in the middle here.
Yeah, so give me a couple D100 rolls for peering into the buildings as you pass by them. So for the most part, the few buildings that you pass by
That's a D1000, buddy.
look pretty
Same
empty.
thing.
Look pretty empty. You know, they're kind of crumbled and ruined, and you don't notice anything just peering at a glance of interest. So are some of you kind of moving up this way? Or through the building?
What about that sweet ass 2 I rolled?
Yeah, two's also kind of just an empty. So are some of you moving up this way, or are kind of between the buildings here?
I'm going between the buildings.
Wait, are we not like going in the buildings or what?
We were told that there was a battle up ahead, so we want to go check that out. So the people with armor are going up the middle of the fairway here.
Ryan, do you need me to re-roll stealth? Rolled after the last battle, but it looks like these guys are rolling now, so.
You can re-roll it if you want.
Nice.
And we lose
Well,
sight
at
of
least
Wuce.
one of us can stealth. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I would like turn invisible.
Looks like I'm
You
following the guys in
disappear.
the armor.
I use the remnants from those vines we just fought and fashion myself
A ghillie suit?
one of those kick-ass, yeah, like camo suits that the snipers wear. I look like a walking bush.
Well, as you guys approach the compound, you notice, Garn, that the gate appears to lie in splinters, and you see more of the scorch marks that deface the buildings, and near the center of the compound is a plaza littered with charred human corpses. One of the corpses looks like it's being torn apart by a pack of wild dogs.
Ooh. Well, it ain't me, so I don't care. That's just the way of nature.
I would like to look around to see if there are any threats nearby.
Heading in, though.
Yeah, so as you make your way into the walled compounds, the compound is like 250 by 250 feet around, so it's a fairly big compound.
fair.
There are several buildings, and you notice in the outer portions of it, you can probably count around 30 humanoid corpses that are scattered across the compound.
All fresh?
It's hard to tell. I mean, from the carnage of the scene, you know, and the smoke still remaining, it's probably happened within the last day or so.
Okay.
Maybe a few days, but it was a big battle. I would say, Sorey, why don't you give me a perception check? So you notice something that kind of stands out to you about a couple of the corpses, and that's that a few of them, portions of their bodies that aren't burned, and some of the clothing that they're wearing, you might guess that perhaps they are or were red wizards of Thay.
I say out loud so whoever's near me can hear. What the hell are red wizards of Thay doing here?
Isn't that what, like, what was that Lich's name? Shadow Mantle? Wasn't she
Yeah.
working for them?
Yeah, and she said that they were here. So that
She said
makes
they were
sense.
here in Old Olmu?
Yep.
I mean, they were looking for the Soulmonger, so we might be on the right trail then.
Huh. I guess so. I wonder what could have done all of this damage. Probably the Yonti. They couldn't stand to their power. Ugh.
What kind of damage is it? Is it just like normal battle damage, or they're like magical, kind of like craters and things?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some spell damage. Many of the buildings have holes blasted in them, and the wreckage is pretty severe. A lot of the walls have been crumbled, and the buildings and stuff. You notice in one portion of the courtyard, there's, I think probably Faye, you come across this as you're exploring. There's a large glaive that has been thrust into the remains of a burned out pyre. Charred snake skulls and blackened.
A large
Sorry, what was
glaive.
that?
I think when you're exploring Faye, you come across a weird sight. A large glaive has been thrust into the remains of a burned out pyre. You see charred snake skulls and blackened inhuman vertebrae are lashed to the spear on a wall nearby, and a symbol has been dabbed in ash, a snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circle in its jaw. So it's been kind of etched into the wall with ash nearby this pyre of the spear with these skulls and inhuman vertebrae lashed to this spear that's been jammed into the ground. It's like an effigy of sorts.
Do I recognize the sign, the snake?
You can make a religion.
Do I
You
need-
can make a religion check. For
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. Oh god, this is gonna be bad. Also, forgive the apparent shooting that's happening behind me. I don't actually know what that is.
I don't hear any guns going off.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
can we search their bodies though, real quick? They're
11.
wizards, right?
Yeah. Why don't you make give me like two investigation checks. So underneath the body of one of the wizards, it looks like when he died, he fell directly on top of his spell book, and it was missed when whoever they had a battle with was kind of looting the remnants of the battle. And so you find a fully intact spell book of one of the red wizards.
I start going through the pages, kind of not expecting anything. Like, well, how strong could they have been, really, if they died here?
I'll be right back. I gotta check this out.
Yeah. Give me a sec here.
What was that religion check for?
Something that Faye found. What did she roll on it? Oh yeah, she doesn't recognize it.
Can I recognize it?
Yeah, eventually you'll probably come across the thing that she found as well, which was a eventually you'll probably come across the thing that she found as well, which was this effigy of apparent looks like snake remains, and the symbol that's been daubed in ash in the wall nearby is a snake curled in a spiral, gripping a circle in its jaw. And you would recognize this as the symbol of Dendar, the night serpent, devouring the world.
Yeah, Faye. God, pick up a book every once in a while. Most basics of basics. I'm sure those children back at Kircheval would know this. And they were pretty sheltered. Shame on you.
I don't know.
Garn is going to start walking through the compound too to see if he can see anything.
Sorry, just give me a sec. I'm trying to find a spell.
No problem.
Yeah. There we go. Finally. Yeah. So as you start flipping through the book, you do find some spells that you might recognize that you might not necessarily have. This particular mage had Cone of Cold scribed, which is a 5th level spell. I'll actually just post them here.
Oh, cool.
That's what he had in his spell book.
That's pretty cool.
Greater invisibility.
Ooh, fly.
You gonna copy all those?
Yeah, I'm gonna start copying down all. Well, I don't know if we have enough time right now.
Yeah, but it's something you can start working on.
Yeah. I'll wait for when we set up camp next, and then I'll start scrying the ones that I don't have.
Garn, as you're exploring, you hear something strange. It's kind of like a gasping or like a really super faint, raspy voice, and you can hear it saying, "Help! Is someone there? Help!"
Go toward the voice.
Yeah, so you follow the sound of the voice, and under a large pile of rubble, it seems like you've found the source of it. Near one of the outer walls of the compound, next to one of the taller buildings, you can see a big portion of the stonework has been blasted away, and it probably crumbled down onto whoever this person is. But he seems like he's trapped underneath the rubble, almost entirely covered. But you can hear him
call out for help and get somebody that's stronger than I am. That lower help.
I can try to
Thalia,
lift
you
it.
go do the thing.
I try to lift the rubble. Is it athletics check?
Yeah, sure, athletics.
How bad is this person hurt?
Oh boy.
Well, it just takes some time. You start to move stuff away from the pile of rubble that this person seems to be buried underneath. I don't know. I imagine Sigismund probably eventually starts to come help you as well. When you finally get him uncovered, you see an older-looking man. It looks like the top of his head is kind of balding, and he's got little wisps of gray hair that kind of wrap around the lower portion of his head, and his lips are cracked and dry, and looks like maybe one of his arms is broken. It looks like he's mostly okay, and he's probably dying of thirst and exhaustion more than anything else.
Give him some water.
He says, "Oh, I'm so happy to see somebody. I thought for certain that I was going to die here in this pile of rubble."
Who are you?
He says, "My name is Orvex. I was working with the Red Wizards. We were attacked by a band of Yuan-Ti. We were using this compound as our base of operations here in Omu.
What were you doing for them?"
They hired me as a scribe and translator.
Oh, so you know how to speak the language of the place.
I can translate Old Omuan. I was their record keeper, basically.
Cool, you can tell us what they found. They're all dead now.
And he takes another sip of your water, and then he kind of passes out.
Well, damn.
And
still healing, though.
And that's a good place probably to end the session this week.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm guessing I didn't find anything then?
Were you looking for anything in particular, or?
I mean, I went in with those guys in the beginning in stealth mode, just kind of searching the place out.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's mostly rubble. It seems like the winner of the battle stripped the dead of most of their important belongings. It looks like Orvex here was buried with most of his equipment, and he kept quiet. But, that just kind of left him trapped here. So besides the spellbook, there isn't much else besides about 30 or so torched humanoid corpses and the small pyre of what appears to be the remnants of the dead Yonti, who probably lost their lives in this scrimmage here.
Well, you know what that means. We have to go kill the people that killed these people to get the stuff from them.
I don't think we're going to have much of a choice on that anyway, because, they're Yonti and they don't like us.
Excellent. Then everything works out exactly as planned.
And
Experience?
750 each.
Two.
Most of that is just.
I'm hoping more than that. We're almost close to leveling, so
How-
that's why I'm asking.
How close?
Ooh, what level are you reaching?
7.
Wow.
When you add the 750, how close are you?
Wow.
When you add the 750, how close are you? 750 each for this session. So when you add that, how close are you?
Cool.
It's 23,000 that we need. That's we're about 1,000 away.
23,000? For level, what, 7?
No, I'm like 530 away.
How much do I have?
So let's call it an even 23,000.
Yay!
Cool, so I'm level 7 too.
What level are you right now?
Level 6, I think. With 20,941 thingies.
I would still be level 6 with like 18,250 after those 750.
Well, let's just put everyone on the same page then here, and everyone will just be 23,000 at level 7. Let's just put everybody on the same page then here, and everybody will just be at a flat 23,000 at level 7.
23,000.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will be looking forward to turning off my push to talk next week.
All right.
Because I'm pretty sure that I said a ton of shit
That no one heard.
that no one heard this week. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't exactly know if I'm on time next week. I may be like joining like in the middle of the session.
Yeah, that's all right.
This is all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. But everyone should be level 7 now at a flat 23,000. And
Yep.
next week we'll pick up in exploring Omu.
Very well.
Dum dum dum.
Woo!
And hopefully I won't be like coughing and blowing snot out of my nose for 4 hours. But I didn't want to cancel the game. I felt like I was like well enough to play, but
I appreciate it.
yeah.
I'd rather have
Yes.
this game than no game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
way better.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, guys, cool. Well, I'll catch you next week. I hope everybody has a good day.
All
Go
right.
back to bed or
Bye.
something.
Yeah, I'm on my like 5th gallon of orange juice right now in the past
Oh my
three
god.
3 days.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I've been doing like, I've been like eating really healthy and like working out really consistently, and it's just like I have to spend 5 days just not doing shit. It feels like shit. Lose all the progress that I've been gaining. It's like that's what I'm most bummed about. Like I hate being sick, but I've been being like healthy dude, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, fuck me then, right? But yeah, hopefully I'll be all the way better next week, and I won't be like hacking into my microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Hopefully.
awesome. Take it easy, guys.